Good morning, students. Hope you are doing well in the current situation. Let's begin with our new class. Now I will begin with the topic switched and non-switched option. First of all, we will consider about switched option. In switched option, one can have permanent connection between source and destination. So as I have told you that communication is always between a sender and a receiver via media or a wireless, that could be a wide media or could be a wireless media. We will call them guided and unguided media respectively. So a communication can occur through channels. But in this topic, we will consider about two options that computer network provides to each user. One is a switched option and a non-switched option. Each of the options provided by the computer network has its own advantages and own disadvantages. And according to their implementation, they can be preferred by network administrators and users. I mean to say, there is certain advantages of switched network over non-switched network, and even non-switched network are more appropriate than a switched network in some cases also. So as we have read that a switched option is nothing but is a type of connection where the sender and the destination have a permanent connection. Now, if we will consider the term permanent, permanent in the sense not permanent means what? The process tells us that in switched option, whenever a sender wants to send some data via the network or through the network, it first sends a request to the receiver. If receiver agrees to the request that yes, I will accept your data, or we can say if the receiver permits the sender that you can send data to me, then a particular path, a more feasible path, feasible in the sense that cannot be, it can be a shortest or it cannot be a shortest path, but it should be a feasible path. Feasible in the sense there should not be many traffic, so that the data can easily transfer between the sender and receiver. The route should not be busy. The computer network itself find a route which is not so busy, so that the data can be transferred easily between the sender and receiver. And it is said that it is a permanent connection. That means what? Once the receiver agrees to receive some data from the sender, a route is reserved for the communication. Nobody can send data until the communication is over. After the finishing of the or completion of the communication or transfer of data, some other persons or some other nodes in the network can transfer data through that route. I am talking about a particular route. You know, a computer network is a network of network. There are many paths to communicate among different nodes. But in switched option, now we are talking about a single route or single path which is occupied by a pair of computer called sender and receiver for a small period of time. Within this small period of time, they can easily transfer their data. After completion of their transfer of data, they will release the route so that some other stations or other nodes can use that route for their communication. Now we'll see what are the advantages. As I have told you that both of the options, switched and non-switched options, have their own advantages and own disadvantages. So now we'll look at the advantages of the switched option. It is quite flexible, inexpensive for low volumes. Switched options are flexible and inexpensive. From the name itself, you can imagine that switched and non-switched. Switch means what? switch मतलब switch, the meaning of switch is to shift. I will switch to a new location, or I will switch to a new topic. That means I will leave this current topic and I will move to a new topic. That means switching in the sense changing of states. If you will consider the computer term, changing of state, transmitting state, non-transmitting state, transmitting state, non-transmitting state. That's why it is called a switched option. Whenever two pairs of computers are agreed upon to transfer data, they will reserve a particular route, and after completion of the transmission, they will switch upon to there will be a switch on the communication channel. That means they will release the communication channel, and some other pair of computers will use the media. So advantages is that it is quite inexpensive and flexible. Inexpensive and flexible in the sense as the same route can be used by multiple stations, hence it is inexpensive. And flexible in the sense two pairs of systems can have different routes for different communications. But that means, for example, I can for your better understanding, I will give you an example that suppose computer 1 communicates with the computer 2 frequently after each interval of 2 hours. There are 10 routes in the network between the system 1 and system 2. When the first communication occurs, if the system 1 and system 2 communicated through the route number 3, in the next transfer or next communication after 2 hours, it is not mandatory that they will follow the route 3 only. They can follow either route 4, route 5, any route among the 10 routes, depending upon their availability and depending upon the traffic. If there will be no traffic in route 1, so they will prefer route 1. If there will be no traffic in route 2, they will prefer route 2. So communication can occur through different routes between the same two pairs of devices, and same route can be used to communicate between multiple pairs of devices. So for example, if the route 3 is used to communicate between the system 1 or computer 1 and computer 3, for after several time after the release of the route, that can be used by system 4 and system 7. So a less layout is required for this type of options, because same route can be shared by multiple pairs of devices, but once a pair is occupied that route, nobody can access that route until the communication is finished. So it is a flexible one. Now we'll look at the disadvantages. So slow response with low quality, as blocking is possible. So quality of transfer is very low, and response time is very slow. Why response time is very slow? Whenever when we will discuss about non-switched options, you will be more clear about this topic. But the response time is very low in the sense, what is, first of all, we have to know response time. How quickly we will be allowed to transfer data, that is called response time. So when in case of a switched option, there should be different steps or procedures to communicate. First of all, you have to establish a path, then you have to communicate, then you have to release. So for establishing the path, you have to take some time for requesting the receiver, and the receiver will acknowledge you. Then after you will transfer data. So in the process of requesting and acknowledging, some time has been wasted, and that's why it has a low response time and can be blocked. Data flow can be blocked in the switched option because it is not a dedicated channel. It can be shared by many systems, but whenever somebody wants to send data, the connection will be reserved for like a permanent connection. Now we'll switch to non-switched option. In non-switched option, non-switched connection, one can have a dedicated permanent path between source and destination. Here you can see a dedicated permanent path. Dedicated permanent path. That means if we have established a route between a particular pair of systems that can never be released by the pair of systems, whenever the sender and receiver, the sender wants to send some data to a particular receiver, the sender can only follow a particular path which is predefined within the network. That means once a dedicated path is set for the lifetime of the network, both pair of computer, the sender and receiver, will communicate through that route only, and that route cannot be shared by some other systems on the network. If some other systems wants to communicate, they will have a different route. Hence, a dedicated permanent path will be established between a sender and a receiver in non-switched options. As now we'll proceed to advantages. High volume of data transmission with high quality of transmission, no blockage. That means what? As there is a dedicated path between the sender and receiver, nobody can interfere within the communication. So huge amount, there is no such requirement of requesting and acknowledging, because single path is there between the couple of systems. So there is no required to nothing, no such requirement of requesting a system. If I have something, I can directly say to the receiver. If I am a sender, if I have anything to say, I can directly send to the receiver without its permission. So there is the response time is pretty quick, and the quality of transmission is very high, because the path is permanent, the route is permanent, no interfere from other systems in the network occurs. So blockage is less possible, or even negligible, or even zero. Disadvantages: equivalent expensive for low volume of data. This type of arrangement is quite good for high volumes of data, but for low volumes of data, if I want to some KBs of data to transfer to the sender, then it seems to very expensive to lay down a network for such a low volume of data. Less flexible. It is less flexible because it is very rigid. If I have to connect a new system to the system to the network, I have to establish different connections, individual connections to each and every system on the network. So it is very less flexible and costly. Laying a system is very costly, and quality-wise, non-switched option is good, and cost-wise, switched option is good. Then we will shift to channel speed and bit rate. Hope you students have got a clear idea about switched and non-switched options. If anybody has any doubt, can contact me through my WhatsApp number. Channel speed and bit rate. The next topic is, see, if we are considering a computer network, the channel speed and bit rate are very important. These are the channel speed or bit rate. These are the important terms in computer network, because these terms define the quality of a network, define the standard of a network. The channel speed or bit rate and bit rate. Bit rate is otherwise called as data rate. Refers to the data rate or bit rate refers to the speed of data transfer through a channel. As I have told you, these are the important terms in a computer network, because it defines quality of a network. If the speed of the network is high, then quality obviously is high. So how could you define the quality of a network? By calculating the speed of the network. So the speed of the network is calculated by the terms bit rates or data rates. It is generally computed in bits per seconds. So the speed of this network is always computed by BPS or bits per second, the unit of the speed of network. As if we are traveling with a bike or a car or a bus, we can calculate the speed in kilometer per hour, but in networks it is calculated in the units of BPS, bits per second. That means what? How many bits has been transferred through a section of cable or media within a second. Higher data rates are expressed in kilobytes, megabytes, terabytes, etc., etc. if we nowadays you will know different higher units of data speed of the network. Now we are calculating in GBs, gigabytes, KBs. Even KBs are units of old days, now become units of old days, because now the computer network gets very fast. The service provider are providing high speed internet through fibers with 10 Mbps, 100 Mbps speeds. We haven't reached to the speed of GBs, but some foreign countries also reached to the speed of GBs. So now we are enjoying a high speed internet through 100 GBs of data per second. So data can be measured in lower units like BPS and higher units like kbps, kilobytes per second. Kbps means 1 kbps is equal to 1000 bits per second. Then Mbps, 1 Mbps is equal to 1000 kbps. Gbps, 1 Gbps is equal to 1000 Mbps. These are the higher unit of bit rate, network speeds. One of the main objective of data communication is to increase the data rate. There are 3 factors that determines the data rate or the bit rate. There are 3 main factors which determines the data rate or the bit rate or channel speed, we can call it. First one is what? Bandwidth of the channel, number of level of signal that are used, and noise present in the channel. So the 3 main characteristics or features or factors, we can call, that defines the that are responsible for higher channel speed or bit rates. The first one is bandwidth. As I have told you, bandwidth. Already I have explained that bandwidth is what? It is the width of the communication channel. For example, consider an example of a national highway. There are different kinds of national highway. So basically, the smallest national highway is a four lane national highway. 2 on the left side, 2 on the right side. 4 lane national highway, where we can have 6 lanes, 8 lanes, 12 lanes, 16 lanes, up to 24 lanes of a national highway. So what happens if the width of national highway is less? Then at a time, through the road, for example, we will consider about a 4 lane national highway, where at a time between the same routes you can have 4 vehicles simultaneously move along the road. If higher is the width, higher number of vehicles can move along the road with high speed. Otherwise, what happens? There are 6 vehicles on the road, and you have a 4 lane national highway. Then only 4 can move simultaneously, and the remaining 2 have to follow them, so that the speed of the vehicles will decrease, because the vehicles on the second lane, that means after the 4, those who are traveling in the first lane, the vehicles on the second lane will have to compromise with the speed. So same is the condition with the computer network. I cannot say that the bandwidth means width of the communication channel. This is not true. Bandwidth means the range of frequency. Up to what range of frequency the media can support to transfer data. If higher is the range of frequency, then we will say the bandwidth is higher, because we can calculate the bandwidth is by the formula largest frequency range minus smallest frequency range. Suppose a medium supports a smallest frequency of 20 Hertz or largest frequency of 1070 Hertz, then its bandwidth is what? 1070 minus 20 is equal to 1050. So if larger is the bandwidth, obviously the speed of the communication is very high. And so the second factor is number of level of signals. As I have told you that the bandwidth has as I have told you that the national highway can have more than one channel. National highway has more than one channel, so that through that channel multiple vehicles can move along. Similarly, the bandwidth of a communication media can be classified different to different channels. So through different channels, different signals can be passed. If the number of channels is increased, then the speed of the network decreases. Then the last one is noise present in the channel. The noise present in the channel means how busy is the channel is. If the channel is very busy, then the speed of the network is obviously slow. So these three factors depend upon the speed of the channel. Now we will see the topic about digital and analog signals. So what is digital signal?